Have you ever wondered how an entire city could be built on water? A place where streets are canals, buses are boats, and centuries-old buildings stand on what seems like an unstable foundation. Welcome to Venice, the floating city that defies logic, time, and nature itself. But how was this masterpiece of engineering even possible? Today, we're diving deep into the incredible secrets of Venice's impossible engineering. The birth of Venice, a city in the water. Venice wasn't built on solid ground. It wasn't planned like a modern city. It was born out of desperation. Back in the 5th century, people from mainland Italy were fleeing from barbarian invasions. They needed a safe place to live, far from the reach of invaders. But the only place left to escape was the swampy, muddy lagoons of the Adriatic Sea. It seemed like an impossible place to build a city. The land was weak, shifting, and constantly flooded. But the early Venetians saw opportunity where others saw disaster. They took on one of the greatest engineering challenges in history, turning a swamp into one of the most iconic cities in the world. How was Venice built on water? The secret behind Venice's existence is its foundations, or rather, the lack of them. Unlike most cities, Venice doesn't sit on solid rock. Instead, it stands on millions of wooden piles driven deep into the mud beneath the water. But how does that even work? Wouldn't the wood rot underwater? Surprisingly, no. The Venetians discovered something genius. Wood doesn't decay when submerged in water with low oxygen levels. Instead of rotting, it becomes stronger, almost like stone, due to mineral deposits over time. The wooden piles, a foundation stronger than stone. One of the most astonishing facts about Venice's engineering is how the wooden piles have lasted for centuries without rotting. But how did the Venetians choose the right wood? They imported dense, water-resistant trees like oak and larch from forests in Slovenia, Croatia, and northern Italy. These trees were known for their durability and ability to withstand wet conditions. Once driven deep into the muddy seabed, the lack of oxygen prevented bacteria and fungi from decomposing the wood. Over time, the constant flow of mineral-rich water petrified the piles, turning them into a rock-like foundation. This natural process is why Venice's buildings, despite their age, still stand tall today. The process was simple but mind-blowing. Here's how they did it. Number 1. Wooden piles. They hammered thousands of tree trunks, mostly oak and larch, straight into the muddy ground. These piles created a dense, interlocking foundation. Number 2. Platforms on top. Wooden planks were placed on top of these piles, creating a stable surface. Number 3. Stone buildings. Finally, heavy stones and bricks were stacked on top to create buildings that wouldn't sink. And just like that, a city started rising from the water. This method worked so well that some buildings in Venice have stood strong for over 1,000 years. Venice's hidden underground support system. While the canals and architecture above ground are breathtaking, what lies beneath Venice is just as fascinating. The city relies on a complex network of hidden support structures, including artificial islands, underground tunnels, and drainage systems. Early Venetians created a network of tightly packed wooden platforms, reinforced by layers of stone and bricks. These hidden layers prevent buildings from shifting or sinking unevenly. However, as sea levels rise, modern engineers are exploring new reinforcement techniques, including injecting special resins and grouting materials to stabilize the structures. This underground battle against nature is what keeps Venice standing against all odds. The Grand Canals, Venice's watery roads. Now, imagine a city without roads, where instead of cars, boats are the main form of transportation. That's Venice. The canals are not just beautiful, they are the lifelines of the city. The most famous of them all is the Grand Canal, Venice's main water highway, stretching 3.8 kilometers long and shaped like an S. It's surrounded by breathtaking palaces, historic buildings, and iconic bridges. But how do these canals stay in shape? Wouldn't the water erode the city over time? The answer lies in constant maintenance. Venetians have built sea barriers, floodgates, and drainage systems to keep the water under control. Even today, they are constantly reinforcing the underwater structures to keep the city from sinking. The challenge of saltwater corrosion. While Venice's wooden foundations are protected underwater, the buildings above face another enemy, saltwater corrosion. The constant exposure to seawater slowly erodes bricks and stone, leading to structural weakening over time. This is why many Venetian buildings have a distinct, waterline decay, at their base. Engineers regularly restore and reinforce these structures using special water-resistant materials and techniques like micro-injections of lime-based solutions. Without these continuous efforts, Venice's architectural wonders could crumble into the sea. Maintaining this delicate balance between preservation and modernization is one of the city's biggest ongoing challenges. The battle against flooding, Mose project. For centuries, Venice has battled a major problem, flooding. The city is slowly sinking, and sea levels are rising due to climate change. But Venice isn't giving up. Engineers have developed a modern marvel known as the Mose project, a system of massive flood barriers designed to protect the city from high tides. How does it work? When high tides approach, huge metal gates rise from the seabed, blocking water from entering the lagoon. It's like Venice has a secret defense system hidden beneath the waves. The project has already saved the city multiple times from catastrophic floods, proving that even today, Venice continues to push the limits of engineering. Could floating technology save Venice? With climate change threatening Venice's future, scientists are exploring futuristic solutions, including the idea of turning Venice into a semi-floating city. Some researchers propose installing buoyant platforms beneath the most vulnerable areas, allowing sections of Venice to rise with sea level changes. Another concept involves artificial floating foundations made from modern materials like carbon fiber and aerogels, which could help stabilize historic structures without altering their original design. While these ideas are still in the experimental phase, they offer a glimpse into how 21st-century engineering might help Venice survive for generations to come. Venice's bridges, more than just a way to cross. Venice isn't just about canals, it's also a city of bridges. With over 400 bridges, each one has its own unique engineering story. One of the most famous is the Rialto Bridge, completed in 1591. At the time, many believed a stone bridge over the Grand Canal would collapse. But the builders took a risk, using a bold single-arch design, and it still stands strong after 400 years. Another masterpiece is the Bridge of Sighs, known for its enclosed design and mysterious history. It connects the Doge's palace to the old prison, and legend says prisoners sighed as they crossed, seeing Venice for the last time. Each bridge is a reminder that Venice is more than just water, it's a city of incredible architecture and timeless beauty. The future of Venice. Venice is a living example of human resilience, creativity, and determination. For over 1,000 years, it has defied nature, standing strong against rising waters, time, and even modern challenges. But will it last another 1,000 years? That depends on innovation, preservation, and the will to keep Venice afloat. Scientists, engineers, and preservationists from around the world are working tirelessly to ensure that the floating city never disappears beneath the waves. One thing is for sure. Venice is not just a city. It's a miracle of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity, and a living legend. Would you want to visit this impossible city? Let us know in the comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out other clips of Amazing 7 and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified our latest videos.